This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by John Ryder over Zoom. John, how are you keeping?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's nice to see you in person a couple of, or was it a month or so ago? But it's nice to catch up over Zoom again.
No, it was indeed, mate. It was good to see you out in Texas on the Canelo Saunders fight week, and it is good to speak to you again now, mate. It would have been nice if it was in kind of happier terms around yourself and with what's going on in your career. Obviously, one starting point is the David Morrell Jr. situation. John, just from your perspective or from what you know, how would you explain how everything kind of collapsed around you being in line to face David Morrell Jr. to him all of a sudden facing Mario Cazares this past weekend?
Mate, do you know what? I know where I've been going wrong. I keep walking under ladders. I keep putting the umbrella up inside, and I just keep doing all these unlucky traits. No, all jokes aside, mate, I don't know what I've got to do to catch a break. I'm training hard. I'm working hard. Obviously, Tony's working hard for me. Charlie's working hard, and Eddie's absolutely balls to the wall trying to get me sorted and absolutely grafting his nuts off. So it's not from one to try it on our side, but it's just frustrating. I mean, obviously we see Morrell 1 round demolition job, going off of the opponent going off of beating Chavez Jr., which was a 4 round technical decision, really, wasn't it? Down to cuts on the scorecard. So no disrespect, but look, Anderson Silva's just going to beat Chavez Jr. So let's be fair. What has he got out of taking a fight in the interim, in the meantime, to prepare for me? He's got nothing out of it, really, has he?
John, this situation around David Morrell Jr. first and foremost. So obviously you was in line to face him as he's mandatory, and then he's requested a voluntary through the WBA. Just want to get your take on that and how the opportunity for you was taken away from you when it seemed like you were going to be the man facing him. What was this past Sunday?
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. I mean, the whole purpose of me coming out to Dallas to watch the fight was to promote myself, to get my name out there, to talk to the American media as well as yourselves, and just try and build it on my behalf, and come back, trained hard while I'm out there, got back, hit the ground running, trained hard again, getting good rounds of sparring, well ahead in the sparring, and then they pulled the rug from underneath you. This, and to be honest, I found out, had an inkling, but then I found out on social media that he was fighting someone else, and it was a bit of a kick in the teeth.
With David now being successful this past weekend, like I say, firstly, what did you make of that 1 round stoppage win?
Not much really. It was a good shot he caught him with, but I mean, what we're going off Cazares from being a superstar because he beat Chavez Jr. is he's not that, is he? He was pretty much a walkover. On Morell's perspective, I can't really see what he got out of it other than getting a quick win. He's not got any rounds under his belt to prepare for me. Completely different style. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, really.
Looking at it now, are you confident you're going to be next in line to face David Morrell Jr.? Is that the fight which you are hoping to get next, or are you looking elsewhere?
Listen, I was confident of fighting him last time, and that happened. So until I'm actually in the ring opposite him, I won't believe it's happening. But the carrot's also been dangled of the Bivol fight. I know it's upper weight at light heavy, but I mean, as soon as that was mentioned to me, it's a fight I've thought about myself, and a fight that really excites me. So, I mean, if Eddie can keep that one alive in the background while we wait to hear what's happening with Morrell, then I'd welcome that as well.
That's something I was going to go into, Dmitry Bivol. But I've spoken to, like I said to you on the phone, I went up to the gym Wednesday, and I spoke to obviously everybody in there and mentioned the Bivol fight to some of the guys, and what's your take on that? What's your knowledge of where things stand with the Dmitry Bivol fight?
I heard that he's up for it and he's interested in the fight. He likes the fight, but they're just looking on a location and a date. So as soon as they can get that sorted and penciled in, and hope to find out.
John, up at 175, how would you feel operating up at light heavyweight?
Well, it'll be unknown territory, but it'll be exciting. I mean, I think Bivol had a good fight last time with Craig Richards. I think Craig could have done more. I think he's probably kicking himself now that he could have put more into it. But I do think that Bivol will be better in his next fight. He did have a lot of ring rust, had a long time out of the ring, and I feel that next time out he will be a lot sharper, a lot more on the ball. But I think next time out he'll be coming up against me and he'll come unstuck.
John, just kind of like moving forwards then, do you have a timeline in place as to when you're hoping to be out next?
I just don't want to leave it 13 months again. I want to be out soon. September time would be nice. I was flying in camp, and we had to take our foot off the gas a bit now to not overdo it again. So I'm just hoping that we can get some news in the coming weeks and then just put our foot on the gas a bit.
I don't want to be, I don't know whether I'm overthinking it or not, but just because of the frustrations you've had with trying to get opponents in and having to wait so long between fights, John, over the last couple of years, has retirement at all played a kind of thought in your mind?
No, I mean I'm at such a good place now where I'm so near to getting the chance that I'd be silly to do so, and I think I'd be selling myself short. So no, it never really has. But frustration creeps in at times, and you think there's other ways, but this is what we know and what we love, so we're better off sticking to it.
John, just moving forwards again, just want to get your thoughts on a few of the guys in the gym. Obviously, Martin Ward, we haven't had a chance to speak since he was unsuccessful out in Las Vegas against Azinga Fuzile. Just want to get your thoughts on Martin's defeat.
Joe, it's just sad to see him go out like that to an injury. Do you know what I mean? He's a lot better than that. I know he's had a couple of little niggles in the past with his knee, but he went into that fight full of hope and believing that he'd be fighting for a world title shortly. And it's just a shame that it's come down to his knee going in the fight that's come to him losing the fight and not putting on a great performance like he should have done.
What do you think will be next for Martin? I mean, have you spoken to him at all about kind of what he wants to do once his knee's recovered?
No, just a couple of text messages, just wishing well, and he obviously texted me when the Morrell fight fell through. How gutted he was for me, so that just shows you what a man he is. After a week after his title dreams fell apart, he's more concerned about my title dreams falling apart. So just a true gentleman.
John, just moving forwards again. Conor Ben, he's got his bout with Adrian Granados lined up on July 31st, about 4 weeks away now. What do you make of that for Conor's next kind of move in towards that world scene?
But he's propelling himself to superstardom, and he's taking all the right fights. Go and put a statement out there with Granados, and he's right up there, and he's going to be in line before long for a world title, and he can definitely do it.
Conor spoken openly in the past, John, about wanting an Amir Khan, a Sean Porter, and what have you. In your opinion, especially having worked so closely with him over his career, how do you think he'd fare against one of those at this stage?
It'd fare fine. He'd beat him, but that's why they won't fight him. He's relatively unknown. He's not a world champion. He's got nothing to offer other than his name. And I mean, what's there to gain for them? Nothing. It's all to gain for Conor. He'd go there, beat them, and propel his career on and leave them with nowhere to go.
Wilder Fury was what I was going to come on to, but remember Cheeseman Williamson being one more fight. Ted Cheeseman, obviously another campmate of yours. What are your thoughts on when it's kind of finalised his bout with Troy Williamson? Waiting on purse bids there, but it seems set that he will be looking to face him next.
Yeah, I think Ted's really confident. Troy Williams is good. We'll see his last fight out. Good stoppage. I thought it'd be a good nip and tuck fight, but Troy Williams had found the shot and got him out there. But Ted's got a lot of experience in the pro game. Troy is relatively newcomer to it, so I don't know if it'll be a step too far too soon for him or if it'll be the right time. But we know what Ted Cheeseman brings to the table, and you know it's going to be a hard night's work for anyone.
Wilder Fury 3, what I was going to come on to there, John, just as final couple questions. We was obviously anticipating an AJ Fury undisputed bout when we last spoke. Since then, it's all obviously fallen apart, and instead we'll see either Wilder Fury 3 and AJ Usyk bout. Just to get your thoughts on that trilogy bout first, though. What do you think will happen this time around, John? Do you think we'll see anything different?
I don't know. I hope we just see Fury do what he done last time. As much as I love Usyk, hopefully we see Ada do something similar to Usyk, and then later on in the year we can see the fight everyone wants to see, and yeah, we see a Brit crowned get the 4 belts in the Ring magazine.
Right, John, we will leave that there now and leave you to enjoy the rest of your night. But final word, though, from yourself for everybody who is waiting for your ring return and when you are next out, just a message to those.
Thank you for your support. Don't hold your breath for my ring return because you'll probably suffocate. But I hope to have some news soon. Fingers crossed something big, and hopefully 2021 is the year I become world champion.
John, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I look forward to seeing your next move and your next announcement, hopefully soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Brilliant. Thank you, Andy.